What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and I wanted to do a lengthier guide video, but why do that when there's a new character coming in the game? I don't really care about half the other stuff. We are at an hour and 10 minutes into this thing, and all I see all over my thing is ML TYWIN, ML TYWIN, ML TYWIN. And I was like, oh, that must have been the only thing released. But no, they released some info about some new equipment, exclusive equipment, which are okay from what I saw. I'm not gonna go over those because I, again, really don't care. I don't even buy those things. I don't even do the Hall of Trials because there's not even, I have enough that if I really would like the character that was good in, I would just get their shit. But I guess before I do a guide on a lengthy, I really should. I need to do more guides. I'm such a bad person, but I've been doing too much. Look at, do you guys see that tab? Look at this. All this Pokemon stuff that I'm like going over right now. It's ridiculous right now. Please, por favor, okay? It's been a lot, but I wanted to make sure that I covered the new hero because, you know, I still like Epic 7. Is it okay to say that? I still like this game, but at the end of the day, you know, like, I just kind of play it for fun. I don't play it competitively. That's why you haven't seen an RTA video from me, because I know what that work is going to be like. And as you saw, the whole pick and ban thing. So let's go into this, and I'm going to go over the character and let you guys know how cool or great he is. And the answer is yes. But let's watch it live. I didn't watch it live before. I watched it usually through like someone else's video first. Animation's clean. What's cool about that is that he actually goes through all of them. So I don't know where there's 6 gloomy rains that he can go through. But imagine, like, remember when you see that like samurai animation, right? Let me pass it back. Usually it's the guy killing like one person. It's a 1v1 duel or something like that. But no, this man's taking out a whole fleet. What a god. And he doesn't even sheathe the sword because he's not a samurai, so he just puts it back in the ground. TYWIN Hereded. He looks cool though. Let's pause it again. He looks really cool. The blood, it looks like he has like the Bloodblade Karen's blade, doesn't it not? It looks like a variation of it. Like there's like 7 swords. It's like we're getting into Naruto territory or something like that. The 7 swordsmen, but this looks almost like a Bloodblade, and maybe that's why he's corrupted. I love the, like, he does look a little bit younger. He looks like he's, oof. It's funny, it's like if you were to think, but once again, as you guys know me, I'm the lore god. I haven't done any lore videos. Then again, they've just been doing reruns, but I really wish that they gave a backstory on this character and let you know what version of this. Is this a younger? Is it a shade? If you guys don't know, Moonlight characters, they're either an alien version of the character, so it's like extraterrestrial, like Assassin Katuja, Watcher Shuri. Those are aliens. They're not like different time maids. Xuria Lots is a doll. I think the same thing with Specimen Says. He's a creation, a laboratory creation to hunt Says. So that's some interesting stuff. But when they make these characters like Fallen Cece, where'd she come from? It's just like, oh, she's, you know, whatever. So I would like to know his backstory if it's at all possible. But let's continue. Come on. I know I talk, but you know, los fondos. He seeks only to increase his station. TYWIN Ordinary is a very hardworking knight of Lefundus, but this fucker, Ambition, is a cruel, arrogant counterpart. Yay! For what reason? He is friendly, warm-hearted, and trustworthy to the people he regards as useful. I mean, I respect that. I mean, you see the pink scarf in the back? My man is dripping right now. Oh, by the way, I saw this in someone else's video. I don't remember whose it was, but that was pretty funny. Hero information provided in this video is subject to change upon release. They just effectively eliminated. I actually don't know if this was another one. I'm pretty sure it's not, because I'm very sure that there's usually no information on the bottom here, but they made sure that's a lovely disclaimer, and I respect that. I actually think that that's smart to do, because they can easily say, hey, you may have watched this video, but disclaimer, information can change. We can change something up, something doesn't work as intended. It shows that they're learning from their past mistakes. So I kind of respect that. Now it might be annoying that they might do it again because they're like, hey, we can do this all the time now because it's a disclaimer. But it is nice to see them learn from a mistake. It really is. I don't care about the stats. The HP is nice and high though, 6,800. That's pretty good. Speed is 104, which I'm gonna go through a little bit later why that might be important. Blah blah blah, and here we go. So they just tag it on. It's the same screen. Flash. Now this is his S3. Flash. Ugh. All that good stuff. Attacks all enemies with an instant sword storm. 65% chance to decrease the speed and make them unhealable. Nice, because I don't know, unhealable is like it's like it's good, but it's just not one of the stronger buffs. I really would, I mean, speed and maybe like attack break, I think I would have preferred, because it's directly screwing over the effectiveness. Speed is like, I guess, because speed is very effective. It makes sense. It makes people go slower, but he's not going to be going first, so he's not like he's going to deny any first turns or anything like that. So he's going to deny people their second turns, most likely, possibly their third, depending on like how fast that character is before he goes. Because are you going to build speed on this character is going to be the defining factor of that. Now we could also see here, if we do our mathematical, 65, then we got 70, and then we got 80. So we got an 80% chance to decrease the speed and make it unhealable. Should we go effectiveness? I think we'll decide that when we look at the rest of the kit. The next one is going to be the battle command. Has a 75% chance to dispel one debuff from all allies when the caster is debuffed after being attacked. Can only activate once per turn. Now, the thing that I was curious about this when I first saw it is that, as you can see here, we can do the mathematical 75, 80, 85, 90, 100% chance to happen. This is very similar to Champion Zerato, and honestly, it's really good. But my curious thing is, it says can only activate once per turn, and I'm gonna be the stickler here, and I'm gonna ask, is that once per turn in general? So like, we know that one character, Seaside Bellona, can pretty much inflict, technically has two different sets of debuffs in a turn. She could, in a sense, like S3, put those two debuffs on, his passive activates, right? Then someone counters for whatever reason. It could even be him, because you can run counter on him, right? He gets counter, hits them back, then she counter attacks again and puts the defense buff. Is that gonna constitute as once per turn? Will it also activate if Seaside Bellona does the S3, does that, nothing happens, then someone attacks in the next turn? Does it then trigger again? Or is it on his turn that it resets? Now I'm assuming that's how it works, that he has to actually gain a turn for the battle command to reset itself. That is my assumption. In that way, then speed, in my opinion, makes a little bit more sense, and it also makes his speed debuff a lot better, because then his thing will be active more often, and I think that would make more sense to me. I think that that's how he probably works, but it just says activated once per turn. It could mean the other way, which would make him more ML5-ish. more strong or stronger, because then it would mean like every turn he has an opportunity to do that if he has a debuff. And yes, you can avoid him if it's more single target focused, but obviously they're trying to break the whole meta of these AoE cleaving kind of units. It's going to obviously screw over Arbiter Vildred. He's a really good counter to that. He's a counter to like the Seaside Bellona, counter to Basar. He's a counter to a lot of characters, but like even take Basar for example. He S3s, you know, takes their buffs, puts the unable to buff. ML's TYWIN cleanses that. Now let's say that they boost Basar back up, and then Basar uses his S2. Now, is there a possibility that he's going to then take one of the blind debuffs or something like that? I'm curious if that's how it works. Or does TYWIN need to take a turn before Basar gets the second turn before he gets to do his S2? I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, there's multiple different ways that this could work. Does it, like, how it works is, I'm curious. But I'm assuming the first example that I gave with Seaside Bellona getting countered after doing her S3, I'm pretty sure that that definitely doesn't work like that. It's not going to trigger twice, because that's at least in one turn. It's just the second and third option that I said that I'm more curious about. Does he actually need to gain a turn? Once again, we need on caster's turn or something like that. Something that specifies he needs to take a turn for it to be active again. And here they're going to actually show it, but it's not really gonna answer my questions unless maybe I didn't see the whole clip, because you know, everyone edits. Like, I'm gonna edit. Can activate it only once per turn. If the fully enhanced skill will happen 100%. See, as you can see there, it cleansed immediately. That's what they're showing you, that it cleansed immediately. So someone try to hit him with something, it just gets cleansed. It's just like Champion Zerato. Zerato, as soon as he gets hit, he is technically now debuffed and then attacked. Even though the wording on that is a little... You know, because most wordings, it's like you got attacked and it left the debuff, but the way that they do it in this game, and again, wording is very important. In this game, it goes by you were debuffed and then attacked. And a lot of the debuffs, I'm not going to read each and every one of them to see if that's how it's worded, but like, I would always assume that you get attacked, and some artifacts do specify that. Like, Ayala's Violin is very specified like that. The attack goes through first, and then the strip happens. That is why Ayala's Violin strips bosses and strips a hunt 11, because the attack happens, he gets berserk, and then Ayala's Violin strips it. So yeah, so here it is, the example of Basar, and you're gonna see it. This is S3. It's gonna leave the unable to buffs. It's there. It comes for a couple seconds and then it's gone. Affected. Oh, okay, thank you so much. And it put it in. Now the second thing that I'm going to mention, I'm just mentioning a bunch of factors, is because this is not a guide video, this is more about theory crafting, and this is what I kind of like to do more than just making a guide, is that now when you see the character like that, do you want him to have effective resistance? Now he can still be stunned, he can still be, you know, hit with the oogie boogies. He'll cleanse it that one time, but he needs to actually get hit by it. Now, depending on how the passive works, especially in RTA, because let's go to the S1 before I finish this thought. Now, the Icy Sword Storm is going to attack, 60% chance to provoke. That's going up to 75% chance to provoke, and removes 4 souls from the opponent, which is obviously RTA. That's the only time that ever matters is RTA. So I think they would have been nice if they said 4 souls from an opponent, also does something in PvE, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But RTA, and obviously it also works in PvP as well. PvP overall, because PvP is RTA. Whatever. I'm losing my fucking mind. And this also scales off his max HP, so this is S3. So you're still gonna stack HP on the guy. Same reason what you were doing with TYWIN, but just TYWIN wasn't more offensive based. We're gonna have to see the stats on this, and you can see it does get some hefty Molagora boost. 5, 15, and then 30% damage. I don't know how many other S1s get a 30% damage. I don't know if a lot of them do, but so again, there's so many factors of what you would want to build on this guy that needs to be kind of tested out. The provoke is pretty good. So for provoke, speed drop, and unhealable, I think effectiveness is worth it. So we're looking at HP effectiveness. Now, do you want speed? Do you want speed? See, counter, and this is what I was saying before. I'll disable myself for a second. Is that they're here again? This is what I made a mention of before. Is that they know how their characters work, because if it works a certain way, they're gonna mention it, because they want players to know how to use their characters. They want people to spend money on this and be literally well informed of what they're doing. Again, this is why I was saying that in Alencia's case, this was not malicious. They literally just forgot to put it somewhere. I'll reinstate that again, is because I don't think that they were being malicious. They literally just forgot. And it does happen. Remember, not every hand, what is it, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. That's how that works. Now that they're, look how clean up they're doing. Now they're letting you know the counter set and RBS Ritual Sword is going to work in this scenario. So he could literally be taking souls from the opponent, especially if you see a bunch of mages on in RTA. And if you see, it doesn't matter if you see a bunch of mages in Arena, but if you see a bunch of mages in RTA, you can pick TYWIN and think, oh, maybe with a couple of counters, I might throw off their soul burning attack thing, which I've seen like literally only YDCB use. I don't see that many people use the tactic, but all you need is literally one counter from him and it's gonna screw up a lot of stuff if they don't already use the soul. And obviously a provoke is a provoke, as you guys know, locks that character down. They have to use their S1, which is effectively almost a silence, and depending on how you think about it. Also, it's really good for him to provoke a character like, let's say Ken, as they're showing Ken, is you provoke, I disappeared. All right, I'm back. So if you provoke a character like S1, like Ken, who has a defense break on his S1, he can then force the attack onto him and then cleanse the rest of the team, which is really good. Same thing with, as you can see here, she has I think a defense break. She has unhealable on her S1. So you can really plan out who you want to S1 to make sure that they hit you to land a debuff on yourself to cleanse the rest of the team. And that's also amazing. So this character is actually really loaded. It is really loaded character. I want him to survive, and so I would be more HP, effectiveness. I am not sure. Speed, again, is going to be toward the test of whether how his passive works. HP, effectiveness, and defense. I want him to survive. I just want him to survive. You can go, like they said, counter Elbrius. You can even maybe if he has crazy DPS, you might even just go like lifesteal Elbrius for the lulz. That's the stupid shit I would do. But yeah. And they're letting you know he's coming on the 23rd. It is currently the 8th. So let's see how many Guild Wars. You know, you guys got some time to about 2 weeks. So that's pretty good. I think that on top of that, I don't think that they revealed it. Well, we know that Charles Banner is coming, right? And eventually there's gonna be another character that's gonna follow that up because they're separate, right? Because ML TYWIN is going to be on the Mystic Summons, and then this other person, I'm pretty sure. I'm really hoping for Pavel. I really want Pavel. Pavel looks insanely cool. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Pavel, but that's enough of me talking. I'm sorry this video went on long enough. I hope I analyzed, I know that's not a correct word, but I hope I really gave you guys enough insight of how cool this character can be. And like I said, you really can't give a guide on the character like that, in my opinion, yet until you see how the S2 works. And yes, I do research before I put out a guide. Even if I don't have the character raised myself, I will watch tons of videos. I'll look up a bunch of stuff before I put out a guide. And anyone that's putting out a guide without knowing that specific information is doing you a disservice. Anyway, just so you guys know that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I will see you guys in the next video. I put my peace sign up before I said peace.